All right. Oh, that's a terrible way to start stream. Let's try that again. All right. Hello and good morning, everyone. I don't have Borderlands 4 yet because it doesn't come out until the end of the week. So we're going to just play this because, well, that's what we've got. I did, however, unlock the spear guns. So, you know, that's something. So let me get my controller working here. There we go. Let's go use the spear gun on something. How about that? Cash me outside. How about that? So good morning. Happy Monday. Mozzarella's the first one in. Good morning, Mozzarella. How's it going today? We're going to test out the spear gun. I'm so excited to get to play with this new toy today. I've been farming what little bits I can to unlock it. So let us play with a spear gun. Looks like everything is underground this mission. That will be difficult. So let's grab a emancipator, our supply pack, our harpoon gun right there. We'll see how good it actually is. I have some doubts. I have some concerns with it, but we're gonna try, because I don't without a big weapon, I don't really have a way to blow up dragons. So that is gonna be a little bit of a tough fight, but we're gonna try. What's good with you today, Mozzarella? What's new? It's a brand new week. It's Monday. Are you hyped? Are you going to work? Going to school? What are you feeling today? Excuse me. All right, we have landed. Let us spread some democracy. Let's grab that. Grab that. And grab that. Oh, and there's of course, there's a dragon to start with. Why wouldn't there be a dragon? All right, let's go hide underground until we get more people. I feel like that's probably the appropriate move here, is to hide underground until we get enough people to fight that thing. Grab a walker and put up a sentry right here. There we go. Oh, they have upset the dragon already. Yap Dollar, welcome. Hello, good morning. How's it going? And he died. Okay, we're gonna try and rescue him, but we're not risking this. Bubbles here. Good morning, Bubble. You're here bright and early today. Just got done with Monday. It's been a stressful few days. I did something wrong and lost friends. I'm sorry to hear that. That's a tough one. And I don't have much great advice for it, because I am a lonely old man without a whole bunch of friends. I have, of course, you guys in my stream, but like, as far as like hanging out with someone, like going out for a beer on a Friday night or hanging out with people and playing board games, I don't have anyone. It's me and Emmy. And of course, the best part about that is Emmy, my wife, is my best friend. And I know that's a cliche, but it truly is the best. If you can make your significant other your best friend, you will have the best time in life. So I don't think that's very helpful advice, saying get married to a best friend. I don't think that'll help you, but like I said, when it comes to friendships, I don't have a lot of good advice with that one, unfortunately, because I am lacking. What is this game? This is Helldivers 2 Into the Unjust, the new not DLC, just the new going underground and fighting the monsters on their home planet, taking the fight to them. Get it on a blanket. I'm pretty sure there is a Helldivers 2 blanket. All right, we're out of ammo. Time to try out the new gun. Okay, that guy was already wounded, but that spear gun's out there doing some damage. I will say I'm very, very happy with how much damage that spear gun is doing already. That is the big boss right there, the Hive Lord. That guy is very, very angry at us for invading his planet, but, you know, he's gonna have to get over it.
Calling down supplies. Requesting sentry.
There's my Gatling. Let's grab our resupply, and then we're going underground. We're hiding. Here we go. I thought it was a tree. Those rupture spewers remind me of melon pulls from Plants vs. Zombies. Plants vs. Zombies is another... We talk about some of those games that I missed out on. Plants vs. Zombies is one of those games I feel like I missed out on. Like, I never really played it all that much, but it was... Back when it was big, right? When it was still like a Flash browser game before it became like a game they sold on the Xbox before, like... Didn't they turn it into like a third-person... Team Fortress style shooter? Like, wasn't the most recent one supposed to be like a shooting game? Like, before they changed it all, back when it was just Plants vs. Zombie, the OG, I really missed out on that. I heard that's something special. All right, we're looking for a container of something. I still love this coyote though. I give it less than a week. I'm pretty sure this coyote gun is getting nerfed into the ground. There's no way they let it stay as strong, as useful, and as cool as it is, because it is such a good weapon. Garden Warfare was great. Battle for Neighborville glowed it down though. You know what game people were talking about recently that I really, really wish we would get a remake of? And I know everyone's sick of remakes making original game, but there are exactly two games that I can think of that fully deserve a remake that never stood a chance. The first one is a game called Mag. Morning, Dex. Mag came out on the PlayStation 3, and it was like a 200, 300 person shooting game that had like this huge ambition, but it didn't take off, and you needed a ton of people to play it, and it just never got the love it deserved. I really believe that if they released Mag today, that it would do so well with games like Battlefield really popping off and things like that. I think Mag deserves a second chance. And besides Mag, I think Brink. Brink got the short end of the stick. It had brilliant movement, it had brilliant gunplay, but it happened right as the great Sony hack happened, where the online went down for, 18 days, and as a online only shooter, having no access to the online really ruined its chances of doing well. So I really feel like those two games, out of all the games that exist, really do deserve a second chance, a remake. One more chance for Brink to do well. One more chance for Mag to do well. Both those games deserve way more love. But after that, we're done with remakes. Just those two. Unless they want to give us a Morrowind remake. I would not complain if we got a Morrowind remake.
New mag.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy we got the Oblivion remaster, because Oblivion was good. But, I mean, Morrowind is darn near a masterpiece. It's a little janky, it's got the Bethesda jank in it, it's got some problems, but from like a storytelling perspective and gameplay wise, it is just top tier. AI has gotten too good. Go, little worm, go. You all have to appreciate the massive amount of restraint I had yesterday. Yesterday we were talking about how I don't wear socks, and Dex was complaining that my toes were out. And so I used the power of AI to generate a image of a foot stepping into pudding, and I was going to send it to him to taunt him about my toes being out, but I didn't. So I need you all to appreciate the amount of self-control it took to not send Dex nasty feet photos of squashing pudding with toes. So I deserve some acknowledgement for not doing that. do it now anyways. Every day Dex tells me that he's going to delete my number, that this is the final straw and I'm getting excommunicated, and it hasn't happened yet, but I feel like that might be the one that gets me banished from his phone. So, you know, I'm not going to push my luck, but the thought was there. The intrusive thoughts almost won on that one. Let's test it. You hear that, Dex? Chat is testing me. They're saying we need to figure this out for science.
How about a nice cup of liver tea?
He's not saying anything. He might have just left right there. He might have just disappeared. Do y'all watch Dr. Stone? We ain't figuring nothing out. I started watching Dr. Stone, but honestly, I only got about 3 episodes in, and I was kind of bored. Like, maybe it takes a little bit to get going, but like, I don't know, struggling to get into it. Like, I didn't get sucked into it right away.
Requesting sentry.
But I've heard a lot of people say that it's good. Alright, that spear gun does not do nearly as much damage as I thought it did. I thought that would be like a one-shot blowing that guy up, but it is not doing it. Changed your form again? Oh, we're running. Oh, we running. You saw the new Naked Gun yesterday. It was so good. That is another movie series that lots of people say is really good, but I've never tried. Like, I've never seen it. Like, any of them. But I've heard that it's a good series. Maybe I need to add that to the list of series to watch. I have heard good things about the new Naked Gun. I did see, though, yesterday we saw the new Conjuring movie. I was very excited for that. And I can safely say, like, this is no exaggeration. The new Conjuring movie is the worst horror movie I have ever seen in my life. Like, it was so beyond terrible. Please don't waste your time and money on seeing the new Conjuring movie. It is so beyond corny, cheesy, and awful. There is no reason to go see it. I was so vastly disappointed with, like, they literally did every cliche in the book with that horror movie. I've heard nothing but bad things about it. They do every single horror cliche you can think of. Like, oh, Ed Warren has come face to face with a demon, so he pulls out his Bible and starts reading, you know, from the Bible, and it catches on fire because the demon is just so evil. The demon is just so great that there's just no way. He just burns the Bible, and so a priest comes in to fight him. And oh no, the priest isn't strong enough because this demon is just so great that he causes the priest to hurt himself. But guess what? Lorraine has a daughter, and the power of friendship. Oh my goodness, she teams up with her daughter, and with love and friendship, they're able to overcome the demon. Oh, they save the day. It's so stupid. And like the writing, like, so there's multiple demons in this movie, and the makeup department for the demon. Okay, what do we got? Ooh, it's a demon. Let's see what they come up with. Oh, it's just Ed Warren with red eyes. Wow, what a great demon form. What is this great demon going to do? He's so imposing and evil, and he says, "Shut up." That's it? That's your great and evil demon? Goes around saying "shut up" at people? That's the imposing thing that's supposed to make me wet my pants in fear, is "shut up." It was so stupid. Yes, they beat Satan with the heart of the cards. It was so grossly bad. And then they do like the cliche, you know, every horror movie likes to do like the upside down crosses. So at one point they go into the archdiocese and they have crosses on the doorknobs. And so in one of the scenes where like, oh no, the demon's coming to the archdiocese, the doorknob slowly turns, and oh no, the doorknob is a cross, but the demon's turning the doorknob, so now the cross is turning into an upside down cross. Oh, the humanity. It was so cheesy and stupid. Please don't pay money to go see it in theaters. It was so bad. I can't think of a single redeeming thing to say about the movie. It was also, they reuse the same thing so many times, which is, I know it sounds kind of bad and like a petty complaint, but like, so one lady gets pushed down the stairs because, you know, this evil demon has the evocity, the evilness of a 5-year-old toddler who pushes people down the stairs. So this lady gets pushed down the stairs. So what's the next guy do? Oh, there's another guy coming. Oh, he gets pushed down the stairs again. Oh, there's another guy coming. He gets pushed. They push 6 people down the stairs. Why are you know this demon apparently has some sort of fetish or lust for pushing people down the stairs, so why do you keep going near the staircases? Like, the first guy said it pushed me down the stairs. The second guy said it pushed me down the stairs. The third guy said it pushed me down the stairs. Maybe stop going near the stairs if the demon's just gonna keep pushing people down the stairs. Like, perhaps that's its greatest weakness. No! A 1-story house! So absolutely dumb. My only weakness. There's no stairs in here. So stupid. Not only was the movie terrible, but it ruins the entire Conjureverse and everything they've been, and it's been getting worse and worse ever since, like, they introduced, Emmy said this yesterday and I couldn't agree more, ever since they introduced Annabelle and the Nun to the Conjureverse, it's just gone downhill, and this was just the final cherry on top that destroyed everything that the Conjureverse was. The way you're describing it sounds like scary movie version. That's essentially what it felt like. It felt like a parody of a horror movie. It was so bad. What I also don't like, and maybe this is just, maybe it's because I'm just maybe I'm a Christian with a stick up my butt, but the whole thing is like, okay, so you're borrowing everything from Catholicism. You've got demons, you got rosaries. You're taking everything from the Catholic faith, but at the end of the day, it's still, somehow this demon is so strong that even God can't stop this demon, but love and friendship can. Like, okay, you're going to borrow rosaries, you're going to borrow priests, you're going to borrow exorcists, you're going to take everything from the Catholic faith, but the takeaway you're going to walk away with is that somehow God, the creator of everything, which you acknowledge in the movie, because this is a movie using Christian values and the Christian whole, like, the Bible and everything, so you're saying somehow there's a demon that is greater than God, but it can be defeated by a mother and daughter who love each other very much. Like, how does that make sense? I'll still never watch it, but I'm sure the hubby will have him ask about it. Like, I don't get how you can be like, okay, we're making a movie based on theology, but somehow God is this weak and ineffective God, but these demons are running wild. They're just so powerful. Like, how do all these demons get so powerful, but God is so weak? I don't get where their logic is coming from. Not to mention, like, I know they're controversial in a lot of communities, Ed and Lorraine Warren. Based on what I've seen, I don't really believe a whole lot of what they say. You know, I don't want to call them fraudsters or con men because that, you know, I don't know enough about them to say one way or the other, but I definitely feel like that they lean more towards trying to earn money off of the stuff rather than actually doing anything of help, you know? They're selling an idea. They're selling something that sounds cool on paper. Oh, things are getting rough in here. Rough and spicy in here. And that's just human nature, right? They found a way to capitalize on something, and they went for it. And, like, I'm not doubting that they had experiences, because Emmy and I both have had experiences that we can't explain what happened. The difference was we didn't take those experiences and go to the news and rally up a huge following of people to do anything about it. We just talked about our experiences. I think it's the monetization of it. Toasty sound effect. I do miss having sound effects. That was one thing I do miss about streaming on Twitch, is all the sound effects that you get, that you can have people play. Like you all don't have any power to play sound effects, and that makes me sad. I wish you did. I do wish we would get that back on YouTube, which they're always improving the YouTube streaming, so maybe someday we'll have that. But as of right now, you have no power here. Which is, I'm sure, something they said in the movie. I can't remember for sure, but I'm sure the demon at one point did, you have no power here. Did you used to stream on Twitch? I used to stream on Twitch. I used to stream on TikTok. I tried everything, and YouTube became my home after many problems. Twitch is the standard, right? Everyone streams on Twitch. The reason I left Twitch was because the discoverability on Twitch was absolutely trash. Like, the Twitch is massively unfair. Unless you're like one of the big streamers, you're never going to pop up on anyone's thing. So the only people who find you are people who are intentionally seeking out like smaller streamers. And like that, it's just, there's no way to get discovered. Whereas YouTube, since I started discovering on YouTube, we've literally found over 5,000 people who've joined us after watching the stream. Like, a massive amount of people have gotten to see my content since I switched to YouTube, because YouTube has better discoverability. TikTok streams were good too. I wouldn't mind still doing TikTok, but TikTok, my account got hacked. I told them, they refused to give it back to me. And like, my TikTok account wasn't huge, but I spent a lot of time and effort to get myself up to 15,000 followers on TikTok, and I'm not starting over. So, and then with all the threats of it being banned and all that, I just didn't see a point in rebuilding the community if it's just going to get banned. But it's kind of been sitting in this limbo state forever and a half on whether or not it's actually going to get banned or not. So if they announce officially that it's not getting banned and that it's here to stay forever, I might stick around, but I don't know. I do have a new name, and now it's selling I think it was cosmetic products. They stole my account to sell cosmetics and like body supplements, so that was super frustrating. So TikTok is frustrating. So YouTube has been good to me, though. YouTube monetized me. YouTube does a good job of getting people out and getting to see my stream. It doesn't have all the features that Twitch had, but it really frustrates me how many people on Twitch, like, the only way to grow on Twitch is to go to other platforms and beg people to come watch you on Twitch. Like, you'd think that Twitch would want people to be able to discover new and interesting talent that they care about on their platform, and that's just not the case. They do not want that. And it seems so strange, but it also makes sense that they make their money off the big streamers as it is, right? So they don't care. As long as people are watching someone and donating money, then they don't care how that gets watched. They just want their money. So how are you liking the new caves? I love the caves, and I love this update. I love everything about it. And I was so shocked when I went online to start researching for my next video, how many people absolutely hate this update and are saying like this is the worst update. How many people are saying they're quitting and not coming back until they remove the cave update? Like, I was so shocked to see how many people did not enjoy this update, because I love this update. I love everything about it, but apparently that is the minority opinion here. A lot of people are very unhappy with this update. What is going on with Bloodlock Saint? How did he die 4 times in a row? Oh, someone called in Napalm Barrage. We're running. Oh, Stalker Lair is here. Okay. That makes sense. They're getting better about it now. I got notifications like you might like name a streamer based on games I've been watching played. On TikTok, he was endearing. On Twitch, his annoying style came out. Now he's a full-blown troll. My TikTok streams were like the bottom of the barrel, like low effort stream that you can get, right? It was literally my camera pointed at my Nintendo Switch as we played Pokemon games. So it was bad quality, terrible mic. I was still figuring things out. But here I've really grown into my own of becoming an influencer. My influencer phase has truly begun. It's been an amazing evolution. See, but next, there's a competitor to TikTok coming out, hopefully in a few months. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Oh, I can't remember its name. But there's going to be another streaming competitor to TikTok, and maybe I'll join that, and maybe I'll level up again. I'll advance to yet another form of Waffles, like mega influencer. The Pokemon streams got you through some tough stuff. I enjoyed the Pokemon streams, and we're going to do a lot of Pokemon streams here soon when Pokemon Legends ZA comes out. We are going to be playing a lot of Pokemon when Pokemon Legends ZA starts. Oh, interesting. The spear gun pierces underground and forces them out of the underground. That is good to know. If I remember correctly, I started watching your streams regularly about 3 months ago, so I'm but a wee lad. We're always glad to have fresh blood in here, though. You know, we can't just have Dex hating watching it and Bubs sitting in here encouraging me. You know, we got to have more than that. We'll see, though. My goal is Borderlands 4. Hopefully, Borderlands 4 is such a good game that we become Borderlands streamers. We'll see if that becomes the new home for us. Oh, hello. Or maybe Slay the Spire 2, or maybe Pokemon Legends ZA. Maybe I'll go back to my roots of being a Pokemon streamer. Maybe the new Pokemon Legends will be so good that I'll just want to play that non-stop. I doubt it, but you know, we can dream. Alright, democracy has been spread. I do super like this spear gun. I wish it was better at taking out dragons, but I do like this spear gun. Peter's here! Welcome! Slay the Spire 2, yes. I am very hyped to see what they do with Slay the Spire 2. Although I've heard, and I don't know if this is actually correct or not, but I've heard that they're not bringing back all the original classes. That they're only bringing back a few of the original characters, and that there's going to be all new characters, which all new characters is good, but like I love some of the characters we currently have, right? So, do you know if that's true, if they're getting rid of some of the characters? Game of Favorites is better than Slay the Spire? See, I don't think you can get Game of Favorites on Steam, though. And, you know, everything's got to be on Steam nowadays. It's like that episode of Family Guy where Chris is like, what verse is this taking place in? Everything has to take place in a universe, a multiverse, and a MCU verse or DCU verse. Or one of the community managers said that there will be more content when they release early access than there is in Slay the Spire 1. That is cool. That is a cool promise. That is a really cool promise. All right, let's try this again. Oh, I forgot I could blow that bridge up. Whoops. We just ruined that. We ruined that bad. The defect in the Watcher will not be in the sequel. Okay, that is a bit of a bummer. I loved both of those. I loved the defect. I can live without. The Watcher I really enjoyed. But the silent was always like the poison builds. The poison builds are by far always my favorite builds to do. Like it's so satisfying to build up like 900 poison on a boss and watch them just get absolutely wrecked by it, you know? So, but I trust in them. Like, I trust in them. The only other thing that they could potentially like mess up here is Darkest Dungeon. Darkest Dungeon was another amazing like hardcore roguelite with some beautiful writing. It was a great game, and they decided to do a second game, which was cool. And they went with like a completely different style, which I get why they didn't want to just like recreate the game they already made, but they changed so much about it that it doesn't really feel like Darkest Dungeon anymore. And I'm kind of disappointed with that because I loved, like, Darkest Dungeon was one of my favorite games for a long time. Like, the writing was so good. What's GOF? GOF is Game of Favorites. If you haven't seen it, that is a show that is hosted by P. Tony on his channel, where he brings together a bunch of. Well, I'll let Peter explain. You could probably, any of you can probably do it better than me. I'll let do a little self promo there, Patoni. Hit him up, light him up. Slay the Spire 2 is staying very original to the original formula. Also good to hear. Alright, I don't know if we can make this, but we're going to try. Let's run. Okay, yep, we got around that. Pretty good. There you go. There's a good explanation.
Requesting walker. Tagging back. Southwest. 300 meters.
Oh, we're gonna die. Oh, we're gonna die. Oh, bummer. That's a bad place to die. Bubbles faster. Yes, please check out P. Tony. I believe he is mostly on Twitch. Oh, he is on YouTube now. So yeah, most of the chat watches on Twitch, but he is on YouTube now. It's actually, we used to do it back in the day when we were both on Twitch. Since I moved to YouTube, I'm less good about it. But we used to have the P. Tony Waffles Power Hour because Peter would stream right after me. So I would, everyone would watch me for a little bit, and then he would start, and then we would all pop over and raid him at the end of my stream. And it worked out perfectly. But again, YouTube doesn't really have a great way to raid over to Twitch. You know, they're two very different platforms, unfortunately. So we never got. Once I moved out, it was much harder to do that. But he usually streams right after me. Is definitely worth checking out. I can endorse as one of the few streamers I actually watch. I'm very bad about it because usually once I'm done with my stuff, I immediately go to work, and then I work all day, so I don't usually watch a lot of other streamers. But when I can, I don't always watch streamers, but when I do, it is P. Tony. Yeah, P. Tony's starting stream was like your alarm clock to start doing chores. Exactly. That is exactly accurate. All right, Mozzarella, thanks for hanging out with us today. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you for joining us today. This Hive Lord is wrecking us. Is my backpack still over here? No. Okay. We're going in without a backpack. Go away, Hive Lord. Okay, apparently I can't request a walker here. How about here? No? It's just too close to the edge of the map to call something in there. I call shenanigans. If you were listening to the sound, you heard me put in the needle there. I got my injection in, so I should not have died there, but okay. I guess we'll take it, Arrowhead. We don't really have a way to argue with Arrowhead.
Calling in reinforcements. Requesting tac-tac. Requesting advanced weaponry.
All right, we need our walker fast. We're getting kind of overwhelmed here. Okay. Quickly. Let's get underground. and finish off the bugs. Hey, Jonathan's here. Good morning. It is a good day today. It is Monday. We're all excited for another week of going to work. Who doesn't love going and earning some money? The opportunity to make money for someone else, for another business. How exciting. Yes, we are excited, Dex. We are all very excited for the opportunity. How could you not be? All right, let's start closing some holes. Let's get out of here. To earn money for the essential things like paying bills and paying rent and buying memberships from St. Waffles. Caught a cold. I got my immune system from a secondhand store. I'll tell you, after COVID, my wife and I started wearing masks for COVID, and we noticed such a big difference in like not getting sick that that's just our habit now. Like, it's not even necessarily for COVID anymore. We just don't like getting sick, and wearing a mask has definitely decreased the amount of time that we spend sick. So I don't know if it'll make a difference for you, and obviously you're already sick, so like it's not going to solve the problem now, but I highly recommend it for just avoiding getting sick. Wearing masks, it has been such a good way to avoid getting sick. Alright, we've only got a few bullets left. We can't afford to waste them. Stop. Get off. No, well, that didn't work. Like I said, it was a life changer for us, so I highly recommend it. Alright, we're almost got this mega nest. We're almost out of reinforcements. This one's gonna be close. And the worst part is, like, I understand that everyone has different opinions on masks. I understand that the masks became a very political hot topic for a while. However, I'm frustrated that something like wearing a mask immediately will, like, people, like, when I go to church, when we go to the Catholic church, because I'm Catholic, we are literally the only person in there wearing masks, and some Catholics, especially in my area, tend to run a little bit more red, and like I can feel the judgmental look of like, why is this guy Catholic and wearing a mask? And it's like, I'm just trying not to get sick, and I'm trying not to spread sickness. Like, it's basically loving my neighbor, right? Like, that's all it is me trying to love my neighbor by not spreading illness, and I get judged for it, and that's super frustrating. That is one thing, I think it's somewhere the Netherlands or Norway or Sweden, somewhere in like the Scandinavian countries. They basically have a policy of like no sick days, where if you're sick, you just don't come into work and you still get paid. I want to say it's like Norway has like up to like 2 years. Like you could take 2 years off for sickness, like you got like an extreme like cancer, and then your company has to keep you on payroll and pay you for like 2 years before they can fire you for not coming into work. Like that is definitely the way I think it should be. Like if you're sick, you just don't come into work. You don't have to worry about losing your job. You don't have to worry about coworkers. You just take care of yourself, and I really love that idea. That actually depends. I mean, that makes sense. Like, right, American propaganda, everything you read in America is propaganda one way or another. So someone talking about how great another country is probably some form of propagated. I don't know. What's the proper what's the proper verb way to conjugate the propaganda. But I would like those. I would like some of that. Oh, excuse me. Get some hand sanitizer. The Swedish which political party would rather the poor work themselves to death? I mean, that's true everywhere, right? That's true absolutely everywhere. I'm already at work. Don't start using words like conjugate. Yep, you all were talking about sickness, and you spread it through the internet to me. You were talking about getting sick, and now I have it. I guess you could say you gave me a computer virus. Huh? Huh? No? All I hear is silence? Take sick leave from stream. We'll see him in 2027. We can be sick for up to a week without a doctor's note, and longer if the doctor determines that's necessary, and you get paid even if you're sick. See, I would even take that system, because here's how it works where I'm at. Where I'm at, it works like if you get sick, you go into work. If you don't go into work, they fire you and you replace you with someone for cheaper. Mel's here. Good morning, Mel. And that's just how it is. You lose access to money, and your life gets ruined real quick. I'm back. Just had to unsubscribe really quick. If I take a full sick day, I'm getting fired. Yeah, that's like the completely messed up part, right? Like, even if you have a doctor's note, I've talked to people who's like, I was so sick that I was in a hospital. I got a doctor's note, and I went to my employer and said, look, I have proof of how sick I was. Here's a doctor's note. Please don't fire me. And it's essentially like, well, I mean, we've already hired your replacement, so like, why wouldn't we fire you? I wish I could take a sick day today. It's awful across the board. We need more standardized sick days. And then to make it even worse, my state mandated sick time, which was great. My state mandated that every company in my state has to give 1 week of sick time. Which, okay, 1 week of sick time, not bad. However, they are allowed, if you have paid time off, to count that as your sick time. So if you have PTO, some time to go enjoy your life, that can be eaten up by your sick days, and then you don't have any PTO to go enjoy your life.
Allied destroyer has left squadron.
That's a really bad system, though. Don't you have worker unions? Because here, if you're part of a workers' union, they can't fire you. No, America is very, very, very anti-union, and especially like a lot of states are very, very anti-union. So most people don't have a union, and even if you do have a union, a lot of our unions are very, very politically charged, and they're very much worthless or only fighting for politics rather than doing what the union is supposed to do, which is protecting and helping workers. So no, our unions are pretty awful here. We villainized. I mean, we literally had like the Pinkertons, right? A part of our history was we literally had groups, the brown shirts, the Pinkertons, who would go in and bust up unions. And like the current tactic going on right now is, if someone threatens to unionize, like Walmart is the prime example of this. If a Walmart threatens to unionize, what they'll do to get around it, because this is perfectly legal, is they'll just say, oh, they're going to form a union? Okay, we shut it down. We're shutting that entire store shut down. Everyone's fired. We're downsizing. We're doing layoff because we're legally allowed to lay people off. So there we go. We're just doing a mass layoff, and we're going to lay off everyone who's organizing the union. And now there's no union because that entire store no longer exists. Starbucks has done that. Target has done that. Walmart has done that. The second they smell them trying to form a union, they just immediately like, oh, we're doing mass layoffs, and we're closing that entire store. Bye. And that's how they completely avoid having to deal with the unions at all. And it's awful. And like I had a coworker who was from Sweden, and he moved back to Sweden. And when we worked at Wells Fargo, he talked a lot about unions. and that he wanted to unionize. And I was like, I support you, and I love what you're talking about, and I would love to help you. But here's the thing: it's like I was strong-armed into not doing any of the union stuff because our work made it clear if you talk about unions, you will be labeled a troublemaker, and we will never promote you. We will never give you any chances. And I was in those hiring meetings. I talked to people about it. And when we were talking about decisions, when he would apply for a job, I would hear management say, well, yeah, but he's a troublemaker. He talks about unions and workers' rights. I don't want to work with that, so throw his resume away. Like, massively illegal, but there's nothing you can do about it. So, like, and that's just how it was. Oh, you're talking about unions? Well, then you're a bad egg, so now your career is ruined and you will never have anything with this company. And I couldn't afford to throw away my career for a dream that I knew would never happen, because the second they caught wind of it actually happening, they would fire us all. So, frustrating. Very frustrating. Very messed up, yes. That is to put it lightly, is very messed up is how you can describe a lot of policies in America. Gotta bounce for now. All right, see you next time. Are you gonna go stream? Are you going live? Is that why you gotta go? I'm about to lose half my viewers because half my audience is the same audience as Peter, and they're all gonna go over to his stream now. He's poaching my stream. I'm not gonna judge you all if you leave to go watch Peter's stream. The only one I'll judge is Dexter. Dexter, if you leave, I'm gonna judge you. Because you're here forever. There is no escape. You're stuck in Waffle's stream. All right, we got these bugs cleared out. It is time to deploy the probe. Oh, you know what? We should do an SOS beacon. That'll probably help with getting people into the game. It's giving Pirates of the Caribbean's part of the ship, part of the crew. That is exactly Dexter's fate. He is part of the ship, part of the crew, stuck here forever. It's like that. It's like that song by the Californias, the Hotel California. You can check out any time, but you can never leave. That is Dex. I'm pretty sure it's not called the Californias. Who does that song? Wait, I can get it. Don't give it to me. Who does Hotel California? It's either the Eagles or Red Hot Chili Peppers. One of the two, and I don't know which one does. Maybe it's both. The Eagles did it originally, and then Red Hot Chili Peppers did like a cover of it. Maybe is that? Do you just call them the Californias? I'm getting it. I'm gonna say the Eagles. Final answer. The Eagles did Hotel California. Yes. Someone fact check me. Is that accurate? You know what other movie I need to see that I've never seen that everyone always talks about? Wayne's World. I have never seen Wayne's World, and I've heard a lot of people talk about Wayne's World. All right, we get it. You're a giant worm and you're angry. Leave us alone, dude. Did someone call in the probe? I see the probe. Where's the probe at? Chat isn't chatting. What was it? The Eagles, yes or no, or Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Allied destroyer joining squadron, deploying Helldiver to combat zone. I got the terminal.
Bubble doesn't know. Which one is it, Dex? The world is waiting to know. I'm really starting to think World War III will begin soon here in Sweden, where for the first time in hundreds of years actually prepping our army. I'm still rubbing my temples in distress. I mean, America's not worried about World War III right now. We're more worried about allegedly it's the Eagles. Okay, see, but did the Red Hot Chili Peppers do a cover of it? I'm fairly certain that Red Hot Chili Peppers has at least done a cover of the song. Allegedly, our president posted a thing basically declaring war on the city of Chicago yesterday. So, World War III, maybe. Civil War is much more our concern right now, it seems. So that's more our concern going on right now. However, I have not fact-checked that. I just saw the memes on Reddit, so it could be that there's more to the story that I don't know yet. So if there's more, somebody tell me. But that's my understanding of the situation as of right now. They did not do a cover of it. I could have swore they did a cover of it. I guess I'm wrong. I mean, it's not like a shock, right? When I say, oh, I guess I'm wrong, it's not like everyone's like, oh my goodness, Waffles was wrong. It's just like, yeah, of course. That was obvious. But I really hope that there's not a war. I know there's in America, I'm talking about America in general, there is a subsect of America. These Americans who love their guns very, very much, and they are just waiting for an excuse, right? The people who sit in their chairs waiting for someone to pull into their driveway so that they can shoot at them, or that they're waiting for war to break out so they can participate in the war. Not everyone, but there is a subsect of Americans that are like hoping for war, and they're just sitting there waiting for something to happen. And I cannot understand that. Like, so many people are hurt and impacted by war. There's so much death and so many issues. Like, I could not imagine being hopeful and happy for a wartime event to happen. So I don't understand. And we literally just had it happen. Like, it was in the news like a month ago where someone was just like waiting, and a pizza man came to their driveway and was turning around their driveway because they got lost, and they walked out and opened fire on the pizza man, and in cold blood gunned him down in the middle of his car because they were turning around in his driveway. Like, there's not going to be a war. He's just trying to help them get their astronomical amount of crime under control and help them solve more than 6% of their crimes. A lot of people are welcoming it. I'm especially not happy about that since I'm part of the reserve, like a lot of other Swedes, so if war does break out, I'm likely to be called into service. Is it a mandatory? Does Sweden have... I know a couple countries. I don't think... Sweden's a mandatory one, though, isn't it? Like, you're required to sign up for, like, 2 years of service? Or something like that? I'm pretty sure. I'm like 80% certain that Sweden's got like a mandatory serve. All of Scandinavia. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They got a pretty. Oh, I just mowed myself down with my own turret. That is peak Helldivers. I really want to go. I don't know where. Maybe you can. I think we talked about this, Jonathan. Maybe we talked about this already. I really want to go to either Sweden or Norway, specifically during the year when it is dark. When it's dark for 23 hours or whatever. Since I'm a photographer and I do a lot of night photography, I think having 23 hours of darkness would be an absolutely like amazing chance to do some photos. So, as we've talked about, next year we're going to the Vatican. We are making our pilgrimage to Italy, basically a Catholic requirement. But after that, I think Norway is probably on the list. I really want to go to Japan, but here's the problem I'm having with Japan lately. is if you watch like Japan TikTok, Japan and Spain and a few other places seem like they're getting really, really sick of tourists. And while I get that, I don't want to be a part of the problem, right? I don't want to go to a country for vacation and be not welcome there, right? I don't want to go to Japan for vacation and be told that we don't want you here because we're sick of tourists, right? So like that is giving me second thoughts on whether or not I actually want to go to Japan or not, because I've just seen so many anti-tourist things lately. That same with Spain. Spain's been really big on like they're like carrying around water guns and spraying tourists down with squirt guns anytime they see them. Like that's not how I want to spend my vacation, right? I don't want to spend my vacation justifying why I'm on vacation and why I visit your country and hope not to get sprayed down with a squirt gun filled with pee, right? Like that doesn't sound very vacation-y. So I'm kind of hesitant about Japan now, but I would absolutely love to see Japan. The other problem with Japan is, and we've talked about this at great length, so I know you're probably sick of hearing me say this, but I'm going to say it. I'm trying very hard to downsize my life and to be very aware of my environmental impact and all that I'm doing. So, like, I try not to buy useless garbage that I'm not actually going to use, right? I don't want to contribute to the massive amount of waste in the world. But Japan is home to all, like, the gachapon capsule machines, and that is my weakness. I love miniature things. So to have an arcade full of tons of miniature things that are all like anime and Gundams and all that, like I don't think I could resist. I'll bring back a backpack full of cheap plastic garbage. And so I'm concerned about that because, again, I want to be conscious of where I'm spending my money and how I'm contributing to plastic waste and how I'm impacting the environment. And that just seems like I will spend my entire paycheck on buying gacha capsules. From what I hear from a friend, for a Japanese friend, they're welcoming a tourist, but Americans are noticeable and annoying. Yeah, that is definitely the overwhelming thing I've heard as well. That if you are an American tourist, like you don't have to tell people. Like if you go to Japan and like, oh hey, we're visiting from America, they're not gonna be like, oh wow, American. They're like, yeah, we know. Especially since I'm 6'4" and just under 300 pounds, right? Like I am going to stand out like a sore thumb in certain areas, right? Like come but be quiet and have fun. Okay, that is a problem for me. I will always try and be quiet and respectful, but I'm fairly certain, and I'm going to blame this on something, and I might sound ignorant here, so bear with me if I'm wrong. Sometimes I have problems controlling the volume of my voice, and sometimes I get really excited and I'm really loud, and I don't know that I'm being really loud. Many people have told me that is a trait of autism, and I believe them when they say that. It might also be because I'm partially deaf. It might also be because, I'm on a mic 10 hours a day screaming into the microphone as we're playing games. Either way, I do fulfill the stereotype of big, loud American who takes up a lot of space because I am big and loud. So I am definitely conscious of that, and I don't want to be the big, loud American. But I do know that will be a struggle for me because I am naturally loud and I naturally take up a lot of space. So I think you're onto something with the autism or something else. Or just being an obnoxious streamer. All are viable answers. And it's possible it's one of those things like maybe it's all of the above, right? Like honestly, I think that's just being an American. I told a couple of my coworkers about your oatmeal with hot sauce, and they asked me if you were autistic. I am fairly certain that the answer is yes, and I'm not saying that to be mean to myself or anything, but like the whole thing is it's supposed to be a spectrum, right? If it is a spectrum, then everyone is on the spectrum somewhere. So I just believe that I'm a little bit on one side of the spectrum more than the other. Not what you would call, quote, normal. And I know that's not a word people want to use, but that is how I feel. I feel like that word does not apply to me in many different ways. I've met plenty of Americans and not a single one of them would be able to tell me where Sweden is on a world map. Okay, that I could probably do. I could probably find Sweden on a map. Geography is not my strongest point, but I'm fairly confident that given a world map and like 30 seconds, I could probably point to Sweden. Alright, time to find out if the spear gun hunts dragons very good. We just hit him once. Oh, I can't believe I survived that. Holy cow. We're in trouble. Alright, let's gas. Let's see if that works. Let's see if that works as a good escape. Will that get everyone off of me? Hey, that actually worked. The spear gun is great at escapes. Holy cow, I made it out of there. I didn't think I was going to make it out of that one alive. Alright, spear gun is not great for hunting dragons. That dragon is shrugging that off. Can he find all of the states on a map? Like, can I find the United States? I could find all 50 states together on a map. Like, I could point them out. Could I name all 50 states on a map? That I highly doubt I can do. Dude, this dragon. I don't even think I could, like, not even naming them on a map. I don't think I could name just all 50 states in general. I don't think... I'm pretty sure I would forget one or two in there. I could get 75%. I could get a C. I don't think I'd get an A on that assignment, but I think I could at least get an average score. I think we're shooting for average on that one. Dude, this Hive Lord is a problem. We're in trouble. Where'd the reinforce? I've ordered supplies. I thought I need stems.
I need stems.
Help me, brother. Give me a stem. Alright, well, we're going to go down fighting the giant worm because I am out of stems. In Scandinavia, we're taught a lot about the world as an entirety. I feel like America, most people don't know anything about anything outside of it. We do have world history, but, like, our world history is very, very, like... And one, it's America-centric, and two, it really depends on, like, what school you go to. Like, some schools I hear have amazing programs. I'm trying to think of, like, my world history. We learned a lot about Canada. The only thing we learned about Japan was that we nuked them. That was our Japanese unit was nuking them. Absolutely nothing about Korea. We learned about China, but it was like ancient China, like Silk Road. Like, it was Chinese dynasties. Like, it wasn't actual, like, modern day China or anything about China in the last couple hundred years. It was just like, oh, the Silk Road and Mongolians. That was basically our world history unit. Your school had an amazing program?
Mission at 20 minutes remaining.
I got the terminal.
Freedom marches onward, thanks to you. You may
All right, apparently we're putting in the effort and we're going to kill the Hive Lord. So this is going to be our first Hive Lord kill here. Let's take it down. Woo! He crushed me.
Reloading!
This is why talking about the school system is exactly why Emmy and I are having so many conversations about when we have our kid, what decisions do we make about this? Like, I want to homeschool. I'm confident that I have enough knowledge with support, with buying programs and that I could homeschool a kid. I'm pretty sure I could give them a better start than your average American school. But also, like, it used to be a trope, and I don't know if it's a trope anymore, but I know that everyone who went to, like, high school in the 90s and 2000s had that trope of, like, the homeschooled kids are weird, right? Like, everyone knows that whole trope of homeschool kids are weird, and I don't want my kid to grow up and be that weird kid, but also, like, there's so much things wrong with our school systems that it's like, how do you make the right decision on that, you know? That is the hard question we're wrestling with, is how do you know that you're making the right decision? And I think most parents just have to accept that the answer is you're not always going to make the right decision, that you're going to make mistakes, and that's just a part of it. That's what happens. One thing I'd love someday is to visit America and go on a massive road trip. Okay, yeah, like Dex says, don't underestimate that trip. America's gigantic. If you're going through the lower 48 and you want to see everything, I mean, just my state alone, you could spend a month in my state and not see everything. Like, we've got beautiful waterfalls, we've got a high desert to see, we've got rainforests in the area, we've got so much stuff that I don't think you could see it all in a month. So if you just want to, like, drive through the state and say, yes, I've seen the state because we technically were in the state, you could do that. You can drive across America in 4 days if you're not sleeping. More like a week if you're actually, like, stopping at hotels and sleeping like a normal person. But like, that's my parents' entire retirement is that. Like, my parents purchased an RV and such, and they're just driving across America and experiencing everything America has to offer, and they're going to spend their entire retirement, the next 20 or 30 years, doing that. So, like, that's literally a lifetime of exploring to even have a chance to see all the good stuff. So it's nice to dream, but that is a big dream. A very big dream. All right, let's. Hive Lord, show me your belt. Did we kill it? No. Okay. I thought we got it. Blow that dragon out of the sky. It's a dream I'll one day see realized. It's worth it. Like, as much as I talk bad about America, there's definitely some great things in America that we have that are worth talking about and worth exploring and worth seeing. There is some beautiful and great things that you can only get in America. So it's worth seeing. There's some downsides too, but as we've said, right, that's every country. Every country has good parts and every country has bad parts. So America's the same in that regard, that it is, there are good parts and there are bad parts, and you take the good with the bad and overall get a good experience, hopefully. Like, go to, if you can, like the Texas State Fair. I've heard the Texas State Fair is unlike anything else with the food and the chili and the spicy things, and I've heard great things about going to the Texas State Fair. How is this thing not dead yet? Is that it dying? We got it! Holy cow, we killed a Hive Lord! We did it! I love spicy food. Speaking of spicy food last night, Emmy was trying to make some Mediterranean chicken last night, something like a tzatziki chicken. And I started eating it, and my tongue felt a little weird, and I had to play the worst game. I hate this game now. I never want to play this game ever again. Of, does my tongue feel fuzzy because there's a ton of like lemon and acidic thing in the chicken, and it's like burning my tongue with a little bit of acidity? Is it the spices are a little bit spicy, you know, a little bit of paprika or whatever, and it's making my tongue feel a little bit of heat? Or am I mildly allergic to something in here, and that's my body telling me that I'm allergic to something? So that was a scary and unfun game to try and determine whether or not the chicken was it allergies, was it heat, or was it allergies? I'm getting hungry for some spicy food now. I don't know if they have it in your neck of the woods, but if you, in America, if you want the spiciest food you will ever eat in your life, you go find yourself like a Chinese food restaurant or a Thai restaurant, and you walk in and you be a loud, obnoxious American and say something like, you can't make food spicy enough for me. I can handle spice, so try and make it as spicy as you can, but it probably won't be good enough. And if you do that, you will be served the hottest plate of food you will ever eat in your life. I made the mistake once. I went to a little hole-in-the-wall Chinese restaurant, and I ordered their Kung Pao chicken, and they asked me how spicy I wanted. I asked them, please, like, I'd like to try. I was polite. I was like, I want to try it as spicy as you can make it. I really want to experience as spicy a food as you can make. And they took it as a personal challenge to see if they could kill a 400-pound whale man with spice, because by the fourth bite, the food was so hot. My face was red, you know, just snot and drool pouring down my face. It was so hot that my brain literally was telling me this is not food. Like when I would try and put the food to my mouth, it would not let me put the food near my mouth because it was so hot that my brain was like, no, danger, that is poison, don't put that in your mouth. Like my hand was disobeying me because it did not want to put it in my mouth. Like that is how hot that was. It was pain for 3 days. I felt the pain of that spice. Like it was, whew, it was something else. It's exactly what it was. Like, oh, the stupid cocky American coming in here talking down to me like we don't know what spice is. And that was my experience. At the end of the day, though, I will say, it was a memorable experience. I still remember it. I can remember the taste of the food. I can remember the experience. So, like, it was memorable, if nothing else. What if he enjoys some foreign hot sauce that's actually ketchup and he's actually allergic to tomatoes? That's what I'm saying. Like, you never know. Is it allergies or is it the food I've never had before? It was a little scary. However, paprika is not spicy. Y'all know that I love spice. I can handle spice pretty well. There's actually a local Thai food restaurant that I'm going to toot my own horn. I'm kind of a local celebrity at this place because we always go in and we get this one waitress, because I'm pretty sure there's only one waitress there. And she remembers me because I'll order the food as spicy as they can make it, and then I'll ask for their chili oil to put on top of it, and that I can handle. And she always comes by and comments about how much spice I can handle. How she's so impressed that an American is coming in here and handling their spicy food. So I'm no slouch when it comes to spice. But that Chinese food restaurant was a near-death experience. And in fact, I'm considering, like I said, there's a local place called the Pepper Palace that does custom spicy foods, and they have the Purgatory Challenge with a special spicy, extra spicy pepper. And maybe we'll get that. Maybe we'll try a Carolina Reaper hot sauce challenge on stream one day if we hit some goals. Meanwhile, they don't make it spicy, but they do it to make you feel good about yourself. You should try that one stream. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe maybe if we set a goal, maybe like if we can hit like 10,000 followers or maybe hit like 100 memberships, maybe if we hit a big goal, I will purchase the Reaper and do it. The only problem I have with it is I do have some heart problems, and they make you sign a waiver that they're not responsible if it kills you. I'm pretty sure that is, I'm like 90% that is all like for hype, right? They just say that because it builds up the hype, but also I don't want to be that guy. I don't want, because if I do that and the hot sauce is actually that hot and it takes me out, one, Emmy would never forgive me, but two, I don't want to be, because you know every single ad like for the next week it'll just be the news story of local dumb influencer dies eating hot sauce on stream. Right? Like, I don't want to be that. I don't want my legacy of St. Waffles to be, hey, you remember that stupid streamer who died from eating hot sauce on stream? Right? Like, I don't want that to be my legacy. So that is my one concern with it, is I don't want to be remembered as the streamer who died eating hot sauce. So
In 20 seconds. Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
There are no subterranean mistakes of nature that a hell diver cannot correct.
all right, I think that was my last game of the day. I have a dish full I have a dish full of sink. I have a sink full of dishes. I've got a cat box to do, and then I gotta get ready for work. So I think it is time for me to stop streaming and go get a job. So I am glad that my last game, though, we got to take down a Hive Lord. That was really cool and exciting to take out the giant boss monster. First kill, and we got to do it with a spear gun, so we got to go whale hunting, basically, which I love. So, yeah, that is exactly the headline I don't want, Dex. That is exactly what I feel like would be written on my gravestone. So, that is the concern. All right, let's see it. 400 bugs. No, only 200. Wow, we were slacking that game. We didn't get any bugs. We didn't do enough. All right, here we go. Let's swap over to our prayer scene as always. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord, thank you for this blessed day, and thank you for all that you do for us. Today we continue to pray for all the victims of war, all the people who are dealing with suffering or the consequences of politicians and war. Lord, help them. We pray for all the people who don't have enough food, who don't have enough water, who don't have enough whatever it may be, shelter. Lord, help them. We continue to pray for the souls in purgatory, the souls who've been forgotten, the souls who have no one left to pray for them. Lord, help them. We pray for all the children going back to school, everyone who's uneasy about all the school shootings and issues in the world. Lord, help them. And we pray for hope, all the people who've lost their hope, all the people who feel hopeless, all the people who feel that the world is going nowhere and there's no point to continuing. Lord, help to give them purpose and help to give them that hope to continue on. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. As always, I super appreciate it. I'm going to try and have a new video out today or tomorrow, so be on the lookout for a new St. Waffles video on my channel. Otherwise, we are streaming on Wednesday. Last time we were streaming something else before Borderlands comes out, and hopefully we'll be playing that a whole lot. So have a great, wonderful, blessed day, everyone, and we will see you again on Wednesday.